Welcome to the fascinating world of gardening, where sometimes fact and fiction become entangled. In this verdant universe, there are countless myths that have been passed down through generations, sometimes making us stumble in our quest to cultivate a flourishing oasis. We've all heard them, those common gardening misconceptions that can quietly sabotage our green-fingered efforts. Today, we're going to shed light on these myths and reveal the truth that lies beneath the surface. To give you a taste of what's to come, did you know that a widely held belief about potted indoor plants is actually a fallacy? Intriguing, isn't it? But we'll leave you in suspense for now. Stick around as we unmask the truth behind common gardening myths. How many times have you heard that adding coarse material at the bottom of a container improves drainage? This is a classic gardening myth that has been passed down through generations. The idea seems logical enough. Put some rocks or gravel in the bottom of your pot, and they'll create a little space for excess water to drain away, right? Not quite. In reality, this practice can do more harm than good. Contrary to popular belief, adding a layer of coarse material at the bottom of the pot doesn't necessarily improve drainage. Instead, it can create an artificial high water table that can lead to waterlogging. Imagine a sponge sitting atop a layer of pebbles. The water doesn't just zip through the sponge and out into the pebbles. It saturates the sponge first. The same thing happens with your potting soil. The water saturates the soil before it begins to drain into the rocks or gravel. This means your plant's roots are sitting in wet soil for longer than they should be, which can lead to root rot. So what's the solution? Well, it's simpler than you might think. The key to good drainage isn't rocks or gravel, but a well-draining potting mix and a pot with proper drainage holes. A good potting mix is designed to hold sufficient water for the plant's needs, but also to drain away excess moisture. It should be light and airy, allowing roots to breathe. And those drainage holes in the pot, they're vital. They allow excess water to escape, preventing waterlogging and keeping your plants healthy. So next time you pot a plant, remember, no rocks or gravel, just a good potting mix and proper drainage holes. If you are finding this video informative and helpful, don't forget to show your support by giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, and hitting the notification bell. Your participation is invaluable and greatly appreciated as it helps support the channel and allows us to continue creating content that empowers you on your health journey. Don't forget to check out the links in the description for products that promote a healthy life. Let's continue with the video. Organic equals safe, right? Well, not always. This is a common misconception that many of us have, especially when it comes to gardening. Now, let's talk about organic pesticides. Yes, they're derived from natural sources, but does that mean they're always safe? Not quite. You see, organic pesticides can sometimes be just as potent, if not more so, than their synthetic counterparts. Just because a pesticide is organic doesn't mean it can't have harmful effects. Some organic pesticides can be harmful to beneficial insects, those little helpers that keep your garden balanced. It's like inviting a friend over for dinner, only to serve them something they're allergic to. Not the best way to treat your guests, right? And it's not just about the bugs. Some organic pesticides can also be harmful to us, the gardeners, if not used correctly. Yes, you heard that right. Even though they're made from natural ingredients, these pesticides can still pose a risk if we don't handle them with care. It's kind of like how too much of a good thing can be bad. Even water, essential for life as we know it, can be harmful if consumed in excess. So, what should we do? It's simple. We need to read the labels and follow the instructions. A lot of the danger can be avoided if we just use the products as they're supposed to be used. It's like cooking. You wouldn't ignore the recipe and throw in random amounts of ingredients, would you? The same goes for using pesticides, organic or not. Lastly, remember to use these products responsibly. Your garden is a living, breathing ecosystem. Every decision you make affects it in some way. So let's make sure those effects are positive. After all, we're the guardians of our gardens. Remember, organic doesn't always mean harmless, so use caution. Just like in every other aspect of life, balance and moderation are key. So let's keep our gardens and ourselves safe. Let's debunk some truly confusing myths, shall we? Let's start with the myth about staking young trees. It's a widespread belief that staking helps a young tree stand tall and grow straight. But here's the truth. Staking can actually hinder their natural growth. Trees, like all living beings, strive to adapt and grow in their environment. When we stake them, we're essentially taking away their chance to develop a strong, self-supporting trunk and root system. Now let's move on to another myth, the use of pruning paint on tree cuts. Many of us have been led to believe that applying pruning paint helps a tree heal faster, but in fact, it can be more harmful than helpful. Pruning paint can trap moisture and disease, which can lead to decay. Trees have an amazing ability to compartmentalize wounds and generate new tissues over the cut areas, much like a scab forms over a wound on our skin, so it's best to let them heal on their own. In essence, when it comes to caring for trees, sometimes less is more. We need to let nature take its course and allow trees to grow and heal naturally. After all, they've been doing it successfully for millions of years. So let's step back, give them the space they need, and marvel at their resilience and adaptability. Let trees do their thing. They have been around for millions of years after all. Well, we've sure uprooted some deep-seated gardening myths today. From the potted plant paradox to the organic pesticide misconception and finally, debunking tree myths, we've cleared the ground for a healthier garden. Remember, not everything green is gold. Some practices can do more harm than good, and it's crucial to seek accurate information for successful gardening. Before we say goodbye, remember to like, subscribe, and check out the links in the description for more gardening tips. Keep growing and stay rooted in the facts.